Welcome to another edition of Debate This. I'm Kyle Odegard alongside Mike Jurecki. Unfortunately, Mike is going to lose this round. Jacob, let's do it. Question number one.
All right, let's get this debate going. First topic. MJ, this one goes to you to start. Zaven Collins will have a more productive rookie season than Isaiah Simmons did in 2020.
Considering that's his natural position, he played in college. We know when Isaiah Simmons was at Clemson, he was used as a unicorn. He played a lot of different positions. We know the Cardinals wanted to slow play him last year. So based on experience and him playing that position, I do think he can have a better rookie season than Isaiah Simmons did.
Isaiah Simmons was definitely up and down as a rookie, but he had some pretty big moments, including that interception against Seattle. I think Zaven Collins can be good as a rookie, but I still think there is that learning curve where he might make some mistakes. He might try to figure out the mental game, but it might be coming too fast for him. I think Zaven Collins will be very similar to Isaiah Simmons. Some inconsistency, some good moments, some bad moments, but I don't think he's going to completely outproduce what Isaiah Simmons did last year.
Yeah, I don't know about numbers-wise, but the fact that he'll get the entire offseason, 3 preseason games, and get a chance to get his feet wet. So I don't think he'll put up the numbers, but I think he can have a more of an immediate impact than Isaiah had last year.
Now on to our next topic. Kyle, you can start this one off. The Cardinals will run more 10 personnel this season than in 2020.
I do think they will. I think they played it about 20% of the time last season, which still led the NFL. It was a lot, but I see more of it in Cliff Kingsbury's future in 2021. And because of Rondale Moore, he's the guy who's your prototypical slot receiver. Now you've got Christian Kirk in the slot. I think that's his best position. You're going to want both of those guys on the field alongside DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green. So I feel like when all 4 of those guys are healthy, you're going to be seeing it a pretty decent amount.
I think we're going to see a shift in the coaching staff with Sean Kugler. Last year, the Cardinals ran 11 personnel, 46% of the time, close to 500 snaps. 12 personnel was 30%, and you were right on, Kyle. 10 personnel, 215 snaps, or 20%. Now, in a 2-minute and 4-minute offense, when you got to get in field position, I could see it. We know when you go 4 wide, you got to protect the edges. I think maybe the tight ends won't be involved in the passing game this year, so I think a lot of 11 and 12 personnel we're going to see. I think they'll utilize it, but that will not be their base offense.
I think Cliff Kingsbury has said so often that he's going to put his best players on the field regardless of what position they play. And right now, look at this wide receiver group compared to the tight end group. You have more talent at wide receiver. I think Rondale Moore is going to force himself onto the field, and you want those other 3 out there too.
But I also think they want to run the football, win the line of scrimmage, and you can utilize play action there. Again, I don't know which tight end is going to have 30 or 40 receptions, but I think we can say Rondale Moore is probably going to have 40 to 50 receptions.
You can run the ball from the spread. Come on, Mike. This is 2021, baby.
Listen, you can run the RPOs, you can run the pistol, but I think they still want to line up and run the football, utilize those short situations where they can pass the ball. Kyler wants to pass the ball, but again, you got to protect him.
This is some great back and forth, fellas. Let's close this one out. Kyle, you get the first word. An undrafted free agent will make the 53-man roster.
I'm going to say no on that. I think that this roster is pretty deep because Kyler Murray is still on his rookie contract, and you had some money to spend in free agency. Steve Keim fortified this roster, and because of COVID-19, you only had 4 undrafted free agents that were signed right after the draft. So I think the pool is smaller this year. Your roster is pretty deep. Practice squad, sure. Active roster, I do not think so.
I think it's going to be difficult based on what Kyle said. They didn't have as many undrafted free agents come in. But last year, Chris Strebler, he had Miles Brown in 2019. Really, the class we look at is 2018. Zeke Turner, Trent Sherfield, Dietrich Nichols, and Dennis Gardeck. I do look at 2 tight ends that came in over the weekend. And I look at Carey Andeline, and then you look at Bruno LaBelle. They both looked the part. And one thing that impressed me, Kyle, is these guys didn't get highly recruited. They have a ton of starts. Now, I still think it's Max Williams and Darrell Daniels, but I do think the Cardinals will possibly keep one of these guys unless they sign a veteran in free agency.
Yeah, you're right. There's going to be a third tight end on this roster. I still lean veteran. I think they're going to add somebody that way. If not, I could see undrafted, but I feel like those guys are more practice squad, and then you're going to add a veteran tight end with experience.
And that ends this debate. And what a great debate it was between two true students of the game. Lists, names, stats, and endless amounts of it. And for that reason, I'm going to have to go with who had more. And today, that title belongs to MJ.
Oh, the stat guy got beaten out. I feel horrible about that.
Again, I'm curious to see four wide. Honestly, it's a great question because that's what Cliff is, and that's what Kyler obviously, cut his teeth with. I just think the NFL is a different animal. It doesn't mean you can't run it. I would love to see it in the 2-minute and 4-minute drill, but you're right. You can still run it out of the shotgun in the RPOs, but I think they want to win at the line of scrimmage and take some shots down the field.
I'll be validated when the season begins and all my predictions come true. Bird Gang, let us know in the comments that I was actually the winner and Jacob and Mike are both wrong, and we'll see you next time on Debate This.